Hey folks, Rick Dietrich here with Massey Yacht Sales at Springline and Massey Yacht Sales and Service in Palmetto, Florida. So we're here to introduce you to the Elan Impression 43 standing behind me. We pulled the boat out to do a little bottom work and freshen her up. She's a beautiful boat, 2024 model year. She is completely loaded with equipment. There isn't another thing you could want on this boat. Amazing boat, twin rudders, faux teak decks made out of recycled plastic bottles, heavily equipped generator, air, a real ready and capable offshore cruiser boat. And now I'm going to turn it over to Jose Torres to do a complete walkthrough on the boat. Thank you, Jose.
This is the first time for me on this boat. It's fantastic. I love the design. I love the structure of the boat. The layout, I think you're going to. So let's go ahead and get on board and check it out. The Elan 43 on this particular model has a nice bowsprit, but a single anchor roller. You have the clip-on for your asymmetrical or your spinnaker. As you look aft, you have a nice windlass. Your buttons are right here on deck. And you have a very nice and deep anchor locker to store plenty of chain, as well as, you know, any kind of fenders that you may be needing over time. Another nice feature is that right behind the anchor locker, we have another locker, a very large one, very deep. It goes all the way to the keel, and it has a stairs where you can use it to store additional sails, the additional lines. Pretty much anything you want out of the way will fit in this locker. It's a nice watertight locker and is out of the way. It doesn't touch the cabin, so you're not going to get any moisture smell coming from your items that you store in here. Now, this beautiful decking that you see here is not teak. It is actually a composite made out of recycled plastic. So it's a green solution for decking. It looks like teak, but without the expense and the work of having to maintain it. So it looks fantastic. It has a nice feel to it, easy on the feet, lots of good traction. Very, very good solution from Elan. Your hatches, as you look aft, you have additional decking here in the forward part, but your hatches are flush mount hatches, so they're out of the way. Your port lights for ventilation that are set up on an angle throughout the top of the cabin are also flush mount, so you're not gonna, it's not a trip hazard. It doesn't catch lines or anything like that. It's actually a very good solution. Now, if you notice, there's some buttons in here. That's because because the hatch is flush mounted, you can have a nice cushion here for sunbathing when you're at anchor. You have the self-tacking system from Selden that goes into your head sail. And here you have two large windows that lets a lot of light inside the main cabin. Another hatch that you can open for ventilation, and additional hatches. These ones are going to be over different areas of the boat to give you a good ventilation. On the sides, you have tinted windows that lets light in and control the amount of heat. And your mast system is a Selden mast system. You're going to have all the lines led aft, and you have a stiff boom vang and an in-mast furling main. This boat comes equipped with a radar. Now, on this particular boat, something nice that they did is they put the blocks to bring your furling lines aft. So that keeps your lines off the deck. It prevents any tripping hazards. It keeps the line clean and makes it last longer. So move aft, you're going to notice that you have some nice handrails to hang on to. You have clear decks. The weather decks are wide and comfortable, easy to navigate as you're moving forward and aft. And the width of the weather decks carries all the way stern of the boat. So you can walk all the way to the back, and it's not like it's getting narrower and narrower. This is actually staying wide and comfortable to get around. Now, your Bimini and Dodger has polycarbon glass. This is going to be stiffer, and it's also going to stay clear. Or you have isinglass. Those will distort when you get to the radiuses on the glass. So, but with polycarbon, it's going to be clear. There's no distortion. I'll show you from the inside. This is a great option. You have handrails covered in leather, and you have a beautiful Dodger, and your bimini is built with 1.25 inch stainless steel, which allows you to, if you decide that you want to mount solar panels over the bimini, you can mount them right on the bimini support. You have zippers, so there's a connector piece, so you can link this to and have complete shade over. Another creative solution to the perennial window on top of the bimini is this lines. Here at Massey, when we order these tops, we have lines attached to them so you can pull on them to get that window closed. In the past, you usually, they put Velcro, they have a zipper, and you have to kind of do calisthenics on top of the bimini to get to it. Not anymore. You just loosen the line on the opposite side, pull on this side, and that would close that beautiful window. Now, as we look at the cockpit, the 43 has a very wide and comfortable cockpit. It runs all the way aft, so you have full width on the stern of the boat. You have sitting on the stern rail, which is nice and convenient. And you have the same material for your decking here and on top of your seats. Now, this setup has this double tables, and I'm going to show you because this is actually pretty neat, creative solution that Elan put on their boats. You have dual helm stations. Starboard side has your engine controls for your EMR, your shifter. You have the hookup for your handheld for your VHF. This one came with Garmin instruments. So you have your autopilot and your chart plotter VHF. You have your bow thruster controls. This boat also was ordered with electric Harken. These are 50s 2-speed, and you have speed 1 and speed 2, so you have your controls right here. There is a locker right next to the helm station where you can store, remote controls, additional lines and such. On the port side of the boat, you have a similar setup. You have the Garmin. This is probably your wind indicator right here, but it's a multifunction, so you can switch around what you have on the screen. You have another electric winch Harken. You have another locker for your shore power cord. Steering wheels are beautiful. These are the 3-leg pattern, the aluminum ones. They're very nice. So one nice thing that Elan did on their boats is you have a back platform that opens up and it gives you an aft deck. Basically, instead of having a sugar scoop, which you really only use when you're at anchor, with Elan, they put a foldable platform. So you can open the platform down, and underneath the port side locker, you have a grill. So you can cook. Basically, you stand on the platform and you can cook in here. And to make it even better, on the starboard side, you have a refrigerator right here on the stern of the boat. So when you're out adventuring, it's very convenient to find your drinks on the aft side. You can do your cooking back here. Kind of keeps the galley inside free of any kind of smells. And it keeps everything very clean. Underneath my feet, you have another very large locker. It has a swim ladder and put a life raft in here, so it's easy to access and quick to deploy. As far as additional storage, you have some nice size large lockers. These are pretty wide. They go all the way to the hull on both sides. So you can store all your life jackets, toys, and so on. You also have a set of cup holders on each side. Elan got very creative with the cockpit area, and it created this combination multi-purpose setup. So these tables, first off, they have handrails. So if you're in heavy seas, you're trying to get back inside to the cabin, you have something to hang on. If you're sitting on the side, same thing. You know, if I'm sitting on the side and we're taking waves, I have a place to hold on to. Now, how can you use this space even better? So first off, these tables come up on both sides. So if you're entertaining, you can turn this into a very large, comfortable table for serving food, for having snacks out, for having folks just sitting around and doing some entertaining. Now, another function of this table, to fold these, there is a button you press on each side to unlock it. And then they fold down. It's actually easier when you just have one open and you're just closing them from the front. Now, the other fun thing about this is you have the other leaf. Now this leaf, it has two pins that when you pull them out, you unlatch the table. And you can drop it all the way down and have a cushion that you can order that covers the entire area, and it gives you a very big lounge, and you have it on both sides. Or you can set up one as a table and set up the other one as a lounge, or have them both down and have cushions on both sides and turn this into a lounging area, which is very nice, very comfortable, and an innovative way of using the space. To bring the table up, you open the pins, get the table started, and you just pull it up until it snaps. Once it's locked in place, you can push the latch pins to bring it back down. So very neat, cool and innovative way of using this setup with these tables. And it works on the space because this cockpit is very wide and is actually very comfortable. And last but not least, in this great cockpit design for the Elan, you have electric Harken winches on your primary. So you have 2-speed and you have 2 of them. So usually most boats will just come with one electric on the starboard side and a regular one on the port side. On the Elan, they didn't, they went full on. So this one has 2 Harken 46s for your sails. So you have all the mechanical assistance you could possibly need to run this boat on your own. You have hatches that are flush mount. So these ones provide ventilation into the 2 aft cabins. So they're nice, but they're flat. So if you set things on top, it works out really well. And all your lines are led aft. So everything is easy to control from the cockpit. Last thing, as I mentioned, you have 2 very nice things on this Dodger design. One is the side panels extend beyond the edge of the cockpit, which is nice because if you take a wave and it splashes over, this is gonna, if you're sitting on this corner here, is gonna keep you dry. You're not gonna have, water's gonna splash beyond you, and it's gonna work really nice. The other nice thing with this Dodger is that, as I mentioned, this is polycarbon, so you have no distortion at all around the radiuses. So when the glass kind of curves, there's no distortion. You have clear view all the way around, all throughout. If we were steering this boat, kind of coming back here, and I'm standing up, this is your view. You have complete view, clear view, 360 degrees. And this is a fantastic boat, fantastic layout. You definitely want to come and see an Elan. So let's go inside and take a look at the beautiful craftsmanship of the Elan 43. The attention to detail can be seen throughout the entire boat. This is a 3-cabin boat, so you have 2 spacious cabins aft with a guest bathroom and a beautiful master suite with its own head. And you have a nav station that can be converted into an armoire. The salon on the Elan 43 is massive. I mean, that couch portion is probably 9 foot long. You have a beautiful wood table with a nice round edge all the way around, has a nice border. This table actually can probably sit 10 people in here very comfortably. There's room for, probably 4 on this side, 4 on this side, probably even more, 1 or 2 on that side and 1 or 2 on this side. So it's a very nice setup. This table drops down. There's supports mounted along the edge of the settee, which you can add another cushion, and this would turn into a massive double berth. I mean, whether you're just want a place to lounge during the day, inside, if it's too cold outside or too hot, this will give you a very nice entertainment lounging area that would be fantastic. Over here, you can see, in true form to Elan, it has a nice cabinetry integrated. So all of these cabinets that you see that provide a beautiful accent all the way through, they actually provide a large amount of storage. These are marine grade plywood, so they're very well built, very nice fit and finish. Your dead light, just like you had on the galley, below the cabinets provides nice lighting here, and you have your shade. And above, you have dead lights on the starboard side also with your shade. You have a lot of lighting coming in from these 2 large windows. They each have shades on it, and you have a hatch for ventilation. There's smaller hatches along this side, which also serve for ventilation, and they have screens so you can keep them open at night and not worry about the bugs. So me being 6 foot, 230 pounds, I love this design. This is very impressive. I love the layout, how it fits. Everything is large and roomy, and there's so much space inside the Elan 43. You would be very impressed. The kitchen on the Elan 43 Impressions is a galley style, meaning that it's all to the port side of the boat. It's an L shape, so it's nice and compact but very functional, and there's a lot of space in this area, even though it doesn't seem that way. The countertops are Corian. They're beautifully made and finished. You have a 3-burner propane stove with an oven. You have a cover which is on a slide that basically, when you're not using the stove, you can close it up, and it provides for a very nice clean look and additional counter space. There is storage underneath, and even though it only looks like you have a handful of drawers, these drawers are massive. They go deep. They go about 2 feet inside, so they go the full length of the cabinetry. They're not some short little windows, so these are actually very practical and very nice. And you have storage space underneath for pots and pans. You have additional shelving space under the sink, an integrated little garbage can. You have a dual stainless steel sink with a hose spigot. On this side, you have your isotherm refrigerator, front loading. Has a little freezer space, but the best thing about this boat is it has a secondary, or actually an integrated freezer right in the counter. And this goes almost a full depth. I mean, if I stick my hand, you see me go all the way down. That's the depth of that freezer, so there's plenty of capacity for frozen foods as well as refrigerated foods. Lots of counter space, very practical. The beautiful lines you see up here is actually cabinetry and is very deep. It goes all the way to the hull. So there's lots of space throughout the galley for your Ninja blender, your air fryers, your food stores, pots and pans. There's plenty of space to store your kitchen appliances in this great design. You also have a microwave oven mounted on the cabinet. A nice thing about the lighting is you can see how much light there is in here. It's morning here in Mystic. It's a beautiful day outside. But you have a lot of integrated windows in the side of the hall. So you have one that's right underneath the counter, the cabinetry, which provides light to the counter. But if it's too bright, you have shades integrated that basically take the heavy glare and shine out and gives you some nice soft light inside of the galley. In addition to that, the top port light also has the same style shades. These are beautiful, very practical, they're very tight, so they're very nicely designed. And finally, on top here, you have a hatch that allows for ventilation. So when you're cooking, you know, any steam coming from whatever you're cooking that day has a place to evacuate from the galley, so the area and the salon is not going to smell like the bacon you cooked in the morning. Anyway, so this is a great layout, great design on the Elan. Thumbs up on this galley. The nav station on the Elan 43 is compact but very practical. You're going to have a nice desk that matches the wood on the boat. You have storage underneath. You have a bench, a seat that can be tucked away when not underway. The drawers provided with the desk are actually very, very deep. So this is not like other boats where you have kind of a half a drawer. They're maximizing the use of the space. They're taking it all the way back. So it gives you a lot of storage capacity within a small space. Same thing with the shelves underneath. You have space that runs all the way to the back, and it gives you lots of storage options. As in the galley, you have the integrated cabinetry, which provides for additional storage. And these are going all the way. You can see how my arm goes inside. It goes all the way to basically the hull. These are nice marine grade plywood. They're made and built. You can see how they made the modules, and it looks like it's custom fabrication. So it's very nice and very well done. Finally, you're going to have your, you can set this up to be kind of a remote control station, but right now there's a VHF, and you have your AC and DC panels integrated. You have additional light mounted on the desk. So very practical. I'm impressed by the quality of the craftsmanship, and also the fact that they thought about maximizing the use of the space when they designed this boat. So that was very well done. The other thing you're really going to enjoy is the new AC/DC electrical panel. Elan did a phenomenal job with this design, and honestly, I'm expecting that you're going to see a lot more boats with this type of panel going forward. So you have digital electronic buttons. Every time you turn one on, the lights will come on around it. So let me get you a little closer. And you have a display that provides a lot of great information. You have a barometer. It's going to give you the barometric pressure. This is a bar graph, so if you have weather coming in, you're going to see the pressure going up and down. It has a display for the boat and the lights. So if you turn, let's say I want to turn the anchor light on, you see the light come on the top. So quickly you can look at this and see if you left any of the lights on the boat. You have also a monitor for the temperature on your batteries. So if you're using lithium, this is probably very helpful for you, as you can monitor the temperature on your batteries. You can also monitor the levels on your water, fuel, waste tank, and this boat has two waste tanks, one forward and one aft. So it tells you how much content you have. Right now it's a brand new boat, is 0. Has 52% fuel, so that's 39.3 gallons, and 100% full on the water, that's 124.1 gallons. You can set this to liters as well. Batteries, for every battery you have set up, or bank of batteries is going to tell you what percentage of charge and the voltage. This is a battery main. So it's going to give you statistics, time remaining, 1 day and 2 hours, voltage, current. This is the, now that it started reading pressure right now is 1013 millibars. It's 342 today, 318, you know, 1 day, 2 hours of monitoring. So that is the new display on the Elan. And you find these on all of the Elans. This is an Elan 43. You have this on the Elan 50. I did a video on that one. You're going to find it as well. So great setup. Kudos to Elan on a great design for this panel. So in order to open this panel, it's very easy. You open the cabinet, and over here you see these two little latches. You just basically lift and twist, and that's all you need to do. And you can open the panel. Now, the way these panels are designed for the naysayers who don't like digital switching is that you have analog switching right behind it. And you have all your fuses set up right here. So if you have to do an emergency repair, you have to reset a breaker, you have to change a fuse, this makes it a lot easier to do than the old style. Well, you have to kind of bring the panel open, you have to disconnect the electric, you have to be careful not to touch things across. Here with a plastic fuse puller, you can pull the fuses out and just basically flip the switch to reset your breakers. The other thing is it gives you complete access to the back side of the panel and your instruments. So if you're doing any kind of maintenance, it's very easy to do. And you have plenty of space. So if you have things like, you know, galvanic isolators, AIS transmitters, and things like that, this gives you a place to place all of that in a central location and out of the way. So basically, to close this up, we just basically close the panel back up, open the cabinet. We twist the little latch and fold. On this side, same thing, open the cabinet, turn the latch, lock it in place, and we're done. And the panel is secure again. So with that, let's go ahead and slide into the aft stateroom, which is also very cool. The amount of space here is impressive. I mean, there's about 6'8", plenty of headroom. There's also a lot of width, and some boats, when you get to the aft cabins, you kind of have the cockpit module further forward, so you can stand up, but you're basically leaning against this. Here, I have a good 2.5 feet of space all the way around me, so I can comfortably spin around. I can probably put a three-piece suit right here, and it'll be really comfortable to do, just because the amount of space. You can see me lifting my arms and moving them out. It's amazing. It's very, very cool. This has a double berth, and this is a hefty double berth. I mean, this is big. Coming in is the amount of headroom we have here. I mean, this is big. You have a hatch, you have a deadlight with a curtain, you have this wonderful, very large lockers, and I really like how they did this design where they give you a hanging rod right here, so you can have hanging clothes up front, and then you have all your folded clothes in the back. But look at the depth of this cabinet. It goes all the way to the hull, so it gives you a lot of storage capacity, a lot of space for your clothing. The bed, as you can see, is massive. You have another hatch that gives you ventilation and lighting. You have another deadlight with a curtain for lighting. And if we get in the bed, which I'm going to do, so laying down flat, you can see this is my overhead view. This is everything you can see when you are laying down. My feet are not touching. I'm 6 foot tall, and I'm still not to the end of the bed. So you can see, I'm flat on the mattress, and my feet are still not touching. This is very big, very comfortable. I love it. So let me show you a couple other neat little things that are part of the Elan setup. So you have these hatches that run along the center line. If you push and twist, it opens up and it gives you access, easy access, to all of the things that you would need to do maintenance on. So that's your generator. I mean, these are like so easy to open. There's another one on the back, another one on the aft compartment. If I come forward, this one right here, lift and turn, it gives you access to the engine compartment without having to get in from the front. So you can check your oil while sitting here right before takeoff, and you know, it's pretty neat how they did this and how they integrated the hatches. This blocks you see here this is where you would store your companionway glass when not in use. When you take it off, you slide it over here, and it has a nice out of the way place to be. Elan provides also lots of access. You know, there's additional access underneath the floor. So there's additional storage underneath. Okay, so there's no way that you couldn't get in here and not have enough space for all of your goodies, your clothes, your spare parts, pretty much anything you could need for your trip will fit on this space. As I'm sitting, you can see how much room there is between me and the cockpit, which also on other boats, sometimes that space is like right above my head. You know, being 6 foot, this is actually very roomy. So I definitely would enjoy taking this Elan 43 for a cruise. So the last stateroom is the portside stateroom. You have a lot of space. It's similar to the starboard side. As I'm bringing you in with me, you can see that there is an enormous amount of space. You literally can dress up in a 3-piece suit inside here and you would be perfectly comfortable. You have a very large locker with deep shelves, which gives you lots of storage. You have a hatch and a couple of port lights. They're actually dead lights to give you natural light inside of the cabin. You have a shelf that runs the length of the berth. This is a very large double berth. And right now we have all the cockpit cushions in here, but you can see over here there's a hatch, over there there's a hatch, and over here we have another hatch. And as I mentioned before when I was showing you the starboard side, all of these panels remove easily, and it gives you access to critical areas of the engine that you would need to get to for maintenance. So it makes the doing maintenance on the boat very simple process. You just find the hatch that's closest to the area you're working on, open it up, and you have plenty of room to work around. So the forward master suite on the Elan 43 is massive, it's huge. For a 43-foot boat, this boat packs a lot of space, bigger than a lot of 40s and 44s that I've seen in the past. So cabin height wise, I'm 6 foot tall. I mean, there's probably another 8 inches above my head. And this is on the forward part of the boat because the liner comes lower as we're heading into the forward part. The bed is definitely, you know, almost a queen size. You have steps on both sides from which to climb on bed. So getting in bed is actually pretty easy. Just basically step up. So the space is huge. I mean, my arms are straight and I cannot touch the ceiling. Over to the side, I can't reach that side. There is shelving all the way around the edge of the bed, so you have plenty of storage space for books, lights, knickknacks, pretty much anything you can possibly want to keep close to you during bedtime. In addition to that, it is very elevated. My feet are not touching the floor. So when I stand up, we have drawers underneath. This is actually a storage for these chairs that are in here. And you have another big drawer underneath. Under the mattress, there is also additional storage. You can look anywhere and there is places to store, whether it's food, personal items, or whatnot. The space is very well designed. Like I said, I'm 6 foot tall. Look at the size of this armoire. I mean, is enormous. So when I was saying that the space is massive, I wasn't kidding. This is the closet. So this is the front door. So you open it up. Is an armoire, literally. That's how big this is. I can't describe it any other way. You have a hanging section, so you can keep your hanging clothes up front. And you have, look at the depth of those lockers. I mean, this is like having an armoire in your house. It's on the forward stateroom on your Elan 43. Drawers are very big. I would say they're pretty close to 3 feet wide. So this is literally the size of an armoire that you would have in your house. So as you come around, we're going to go into the head. And this is a beautiful design. So the head in itself is kind of an interesting design because it's both wet and dry. Meaning it's dry because the floor where the water would land is all at the same level. But there are 2 doors to basically create the shower stall compartment. So you can keep things from splashing, you can keep water from splashing out, but you will have water all through the floor of the head. That part is not compartmentalized. But this design with the enclosure is actually pretty creative. And when you put it away, it folds nicely, and I'll bring it inside to see how it tucks away. The head is an electric head. So when you're sitting, there is plenty of room all the way around. It's very comfortable. You have a composite sink that is very pretty. So this feels really robust. And you have your shower with an extension hose. Behind the mirror, you have storage for towels or personal items. So let me get you inside. Okay, as we come in, you can see that the floor is all one level. You have your shower spigot and your valve here. You have a shelf to put in additional items, and you have the hook to hook up the shower.
Thank you, Jose, for that wonderful walkthrough. And if you are interested in purchasing this vessel or have any questions, please call myself, Rick Dietrich, on my cell phone is the best way to get a hold of me, 860-817-7676. Again, 860-817-7676. And if this isn't the boat for you, click on the link above and look at our complete inventory. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our newsletter. Thank you and have a great day.